Hello, everybody. My name is Megan.
My name is Lucas.
And my name is Tess.
And you guys are listening to the Viewers Club. This is going to be a fun episode. As we did with Pixar, we are ranking another Disney-owned franchise. We're ranking the MCU movies in particular. If we were to rank the entire MCU, that would take way, way, way too long because there are so many shows now coming out. So we're only ranking the movies that have come out up to Spider-Man Far From Home. So that's, I believe that was the last one they released as far as phase, was that phase 4 or phase 3? I don't even know anymore.
But I think that is, yeah.
We're ranking the big 23 movies in anticipation for the new Black Widow movie that apparently is coming out soon now.
Very exciting.
We're ranking the first 23 movies that Marvel has made. These are opinions. Please do not get angry with us. If you guys have a different opinion, please let us know in the comments. I love seeing people's lists, but please be nice about it. These are ranking lists are so opinionated. They're so personal, and everyone is going to be different. So please be civil in the comments, because I know how defensive fandoms get about their movies. I get it. I understand. But please be nice.
Please.
Please, we're begging you. So here are the rules. Pixar took a lot longer than I anticipated it being, and that one only had, 20 movies as well? Roughly 20 movies. That's because we tried to defend our position on the movies. Here's what we're going to do. For Marvel, we're going to try and not defend at least the first 13. So that will be 11 through 23. We're going to try not to defend those unless, and here's the big unless you have ranked something so different. So like if my 23 is where Lucas's 11 is, we have to discuss this. Okay. It's just like, we will discuss.
Oh, man.
So, those are the rules. I have a feeling that it won't be... I say this, and it's going to happen. I have a feeling that we're not going to have too many disagreements as far as our top... As far as 11 through 23 goes.
Yeah.
I hope to God. I feel like the majority of them, however, are going to be happening between 1 and 10. So...
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I have a feeling that mine are just going to be very different.
I mean, yours are usually pretty different from ours.
Usually very different, and it's just like a trend the past couple of years.
The past couple of rankings has always been like, my opinion's very different than your opinion right now.
It's great.
Tessa and I will decide whether or not you need to die later.
Sure,
So let's get started. This is our personal list from 23 down to number 1, what we think our number 1 choice is. So 23, I'll start it off because I'm very vocal about this one. Thor: The Dark World is number 23 for me.
As your worst, you would not watch it.
All right.
Okay.
As your least favorite. 23 is your least favorite.
Got it.
Cool. All right. Cool.
Lucas is dying.
Already?
I know.
23 for me is Thor: The Dark World. Tessa, what is yours?
Captain Marvel.
Fair. Yep. Lucas.
23 for me is The Incredible Hulk.
Fair.
All right.
We're not arguing there yet because 22 for me was The Incredible Hulk.
22 for me is Avengers End Game.
Oh shit! We have to talk.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. I would just not watch that movie ever again. So,
was it like too traumatizing for you?
That's fair.
So.
Was it like too traumatizing, the ending?
literally, I just couldn't remember what The Incredible Hulk was about. That's why it's the last one. It's like, if it wasn't worth remembering, all right.
Lucas, what's your 22?
22 for me was Captain Marvel.
Absolutely fair, because 21 for me was Captain Marvel. Oh no, we froze? Are we back yet?
Back.
Hello?
Oh no, Tess!
I'm all alone. Okay, I'm gonna end this call and then come back.
The universe heard her say End Game and it was like, nah,
you're incorrect.
Guys, hello?
This is gonna be interesting.
She comes back and like, all right, so number 12.
I guess I made a mistake because my FBI agent is like, wrong.
I'm also recording again.
I'm also
Good Lord. What did I miss?
Just that your FBI agent apparently loved that movie that you ranked so low.
Right.
Yeah.
They're like, she is
like,
not allowed to speak
End
anymore.
Game? That's my favorite.
Like, worth fruit.
So we're going to take 21 again. 21 for me was Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Tessa?
21 for me is The Incredible Hulk, because I've never seen it.
Mm-hmm.
See how Captain Marvel on my list is still worse than something I haven't seen?
Right.
Okay, cool.
Lucas?
21 for me was Thor Ragnarok.
What?
Okay,
Yep.
I can see that.
Here's the...
Oh.
Yeah.
We can't talk about it. Not both of us are angry about that. Oh my god. Okay.
I mean, we can talk about it.
Like, do you not like Taika? What's wrong with you? Okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna move
We'll
on.
go back
We're gonna
to
move
him.
on.
Okay.
What we'll have to do is a separate video on why we ranked certain things where.
Okay. To be like our apology video.
Yeah.
Our apology videos were crying, but not really apologizing.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, not
But
sorry.
not sorry.
Okay, 20. We're getting into the next round.
boy.
Okay. 20 for me was Iron Man 3.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
That was mine.
Mm-hmm.
Tessa?
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Lucas?
20 for me was also Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Hey!
Oh, ring the bell. Okay. 19 for me was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Mm.
Tessa?
Ant-Man.
Nice.
Nice. I'm not going to engage. Lucas?
19 for me was Black Panther.
Oh, that's low. Okay, I
Whoa.
have to ask why.
I literally have no reason other than I was weighing it against everything else, and I was like, yeah, it was in that weird part of the list where I was like comparing the middle ones. And
it's like the ones you know you didn't like, the ones you knew you loved, and then everything else in between, and it just somehow landed so low for you.
Yeah, I just was like, you know what, I could live my life without watching it again, and I'd be happy. Wasn't
Wait
bad by
where,
any means, but...
All right.
Wait till you see where I placed it.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, 18 for me was Thor, the first one.
Oh my
The
gosh.
first Thor.
Ooh.
Do I need to explain
Anyways.
myself?
Nope. We'll discuss this later, my love.
Tessa, what was your 18?
Spider-Man Homecoming.
Lucas?
My 18 was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Okay, we were pretty close on that one. That's fair. Okay, number 17. This is when it really got hard for me. This is when it really, really got difficult for me to start placing these. For me, it was Avengers Age of Ultron was 17.
Okay.
Tess.
Spider-Man Far From Home.
You're just not a fan of Spider-Man.
Nope.
Fair. Lucas?
My 17 was Avengers Infinity War.
Oof.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just not...
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think I found the episode where people are really going to hate us.
Yeah, they're really just going to be like, excuse me, what?
I'm like, TVC is now canceled.
We need to, yeah.
Cancel them. They hate Spider-Man. Because 16 for me was Spider-Man Far From Home.
Okay, 16 for me was Thor Ragnarok.
Oh. Wait till you guys find out where mine is.
Oh
On that
no!
one. Lucas, what's your 16?
16 for me was Ant-Man.
Okay.
Oh, man. Okay, I'm gonna wait. Hold judgment. 15. 15 for me was Iron Man 2. Tessa?
The Avengers.
Oh, my heart!
I'm gonna have issues with that one.
I have some issues. I have a few issues.
My 15 was Spider-Man
No,
Homecoming.
you froze again! Oh wait, you're
man.
back. You're back. Okay, thank
Oh
God.
no.
Wait,
What?
hold on. What was Lucas's 15? Because you guys froze on me.
Oh.
My 15 was Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Okay. Okay.
Tessa doesn't have an issue with that one.
Is
it?
Oh,
She
okay,
ranked
that's
it
Mine
lower.
was lower. It's okay.
14 for me was Ant-Man and the Wasp.
All right.
All
Mine
right,
was
right.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Okay. Lucas.
My 14 was Thor: The Dark World.
You ranked that so high.
Yep.
Jesus.
My opinions on the Thor movies are very different from the majority.
Your opinions on the Thor
Yay.
movies are so outside of the norm. Jesus. Okay. We'll talk later. 13 for me was Captain America.
What? Okay.
I know,
Okay.
it's so low. Listen, this is the part where it starts to get very difficult to choose.
This
Yeah,
is the
it's
part
true.
where friendships start to crumble.
No, Lucas, our friendship crumbled like so long ago. Our friendship crumbled during Pixar.
Oh.
I understand.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Tessa, what is your 13?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
My 13 was Thor.
Your rankings are so weird.
Okay.
Okay. 12 for me was Doctor Strange.
Okay, 12 for me
Jeez.
was Thor: The Dark World.
Mm.
Oh my god, you guys are so far outside of the
Stop
norm
it.
on that one.
Stop!
Or maybe I am.
No, not because 12 for me was also Doctor Strange.
Oh, nice. Ding, ding, ding.
Just wait till you hear what my mind is. Okay.
This is like way funnier than I thought it
It
was
really
going to be.
This is great.
Number 11 for me, this was the most difficult. 1 through 11 was so difficult to do. Listen, it was
fair.
so challenging. Because
Right.
11 for me is Civil War. Captain America Civil War.
Yeah.
Tessa leaves chat.
Tessa leaves chat angry. Tessa, what is your number 11 then?
Okay. Age of Ultron.
Lucas, your number 11?
My 11 was Avengers End Game.
Oh, you
Okay.
sons of bitches. You sons of bitches.
Dang.
You can't say that because apparently our FBI agents love that.
I know, I'm gonna get disconnected.
Please don't.
You actually froze on my screen just now.
Oh no.
Oh, no, you're back.
No,
You're
it's
cool.
happening.
You're good.
Okay, number 10 for me was The Avengers, the first one.
Mm.
Gotcha.
Tessa?
Iron Man 2.
All right.
Wow.
10 for me was Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Bigger Spider-Man fan than Tessa and I thought. Number 9 for me was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1.
Mine was Iron Man.
Damn, I'm like matching up more than I thought. 9 was also Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, shit. Nice. Okay, so please don't disconnect me. Number 8 was Infinity War.
All right.
Mine
Tess.
was Iron Man 3. Why not just put that there?
Throw all the Iron
Yeah.
Mans up there.
All there. There we
8
go.
for me was Captain America: The First Avenger.
Oh, damn. Number 7 for me was Spider-Man: Homecoming.
All right.
Okay, so from 7 to 1 was really difficult for me.
Yeah,
But for-
we're getting into
yeah.
the super challenging.
Yeah, so
ones.
for 7, I put Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Nice. Okay.
For 7, I put Iron Man 3.
All right.
For 6, this is where you guys disagreed with me. I put Ant-Man.
All right.
I will defend the reason why I put Ant-Man so high.
Mhm.
1, I love Paul Rudd.
All right.
2, 2, Ant-Man is probably one of my favorite like comic book characters, and
Yeah.
he was an original Avenger, and I was so happy to see him
Mm-hmm.
come into play finally.
Aw.
Plus, Paul Rudd is great.
I'm
So
glad you like
Sure. I mean, Edgar Wright had a hand in it, so it's
yeah, it's probably one of the funnier Avengers movies. So
Mhm.
I just loved it. So that's why Ant-Man for me was 6.
for sure.
All right. I put Captain America: First Avenger for 6.
Nice. I put Iron Man 2 for number 6.
Nice.
Nice. Can you please explain why you put Iron Man 2 so high?
I really liked it. I
Alright,
have
fair.
good memories
Fair
of that
enough.
Fair. Okay.
one.
Okay, this is another one I'm going to have to explain because apparently I misread the movie. Number 5 for me was Thor Ragnarok.
I knew
here's-
that was
here's-
going to be the point of contention.
Yeah.
Here's the reason why it's ranked so high for me.
Mhm.
Because the first 2 Thor movies
Mhm.
really didn't know what to do with
Mhm.
Thor, in my opinion.
Okay.
Like, I watched them. The first one was like,
Mhm.
okay, that's fine. It's an introduction to Thor. Sure, that works.
Mhm.
But then the second one, and I was just like, I did not like it. I did not
Gotcha.
like the relationship between Thor and Natalie Portman. I didn't. It was so, like, contrived and
Okay.
so, like,
I loved it
unnecessary.
too.
I loved it too.
It's just, and then Thor Ragnarok comes out and they finally do something with Thor that makes
Oh,
sense in my opinion,
that is
because
so-
it
That is so interesting because
That is very interesting.
me,
Go for it, Tess.
I found Thor Ragnarok as a very like a fluffer movie. Like it was just all
Mhm.
comedy.
Oh,
Like
really?
kind
'Cause
of more so like stuff you would see on like behind the scenes blooper reel type stuff.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I just didn't like it for that reason. Like stop being funny. Do something.
Yeah.
Mm.
I totally get that. I think it's because for me Thor, and this goes to the Hulk as well, because it could
Mhm.
it is a buddy comedy movie, which is how I see it. That's how I saw it when I first witnessed it. It was just,
Mhm.
you have 2 Avengers who have such clear paths and such clear character arcs, which is like Captain America and Iron Man. You know, they
Mhm.
are super identifiable characters and super like
Mhm.
defined characters. But with like the Hulk movie and Thor movies, the first 2, there wasn't really any of that there for me. It was just like, these are the fluffer movies for some
Mm.
reason. Like
Ah.
Thor 2 for me was like, we have to find some way to introduce this Infinity Stone. How do we do that? We'll give it to Thor. Why not? You know, that's kind of how I felt like the movie was made.
Okay.
And then the Incredible Hulk the Hulk movies have always had issues.
Mm.
It definitely is the better of all the Hulk movies, but it definitely fell short for me because
Mhm.
also it had Edward Norton didn't come back to play
Right.
the part of Hulk, but also I love Mark Ruffalo. So
Yeah.
I thought that Thor Ragnarok finally had a clear path for these 2 characters who are weirdly ridiculous in their own ways. So that's why I have
Yeah.
Thor Ragnarok so high.
Alright.
I can totally completely respect and
Yeah.
appreciate that. It's funny because I 100% agree with Tessa. That's literally like word for word how I felt. I was like, stop making jokes. And I think it was because I had the reverse, like literally I had the reverse where I did feel like Thor was established in the first 2, so this felt
Mhm.
so out of character. And
Yeah.
I was like, what?
It's very interesting.
What?
This is very
so-
interesting.
yeah.
Because the majority of people that I know,
Mhm. Yeah. Majority of people
Ragnarok
really like
is the best, you
Ragnarok,
know, but
yeah.
like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I was like
that's super
sitting.
interesting.
I was like sitting in the movie theater, and it started, and I was so disappointed.
Me too.
I gotta
Like-
say, I was happy with the intro. I was like, this is funny, this is really great. And then
Yeah.
it kept going.
It
I
kept
was
going.
Like,
I'm
please
like,
have a
I-
serious
I'm like,
moment. And it never
I'm very interested. I'm very interested to see where Thor Love and Thunder, or yeah, that's it. The new one
Me
that's
too.
coming out
Yeah.
is going to rank for you
Yeah.
guys
Yeah.
because it's still
Yeah.
Taika, who's a genius in my
Mhm.
opinion,
Oh, I
and
love
it's
Taika.
going to be
Yeah.
Natalie
Mhm.
Portman, which is interesting because I
Mhm.
do not like her character.
Mhm.
I like Natalie Portman. Let me clarify. I like Natalie Portman.
Mhm.
I do not like Jane. I do not like
Gotcha.
Jane at all.
Gotcha.
She is such a like a character, like she is basically the Lois Lane of the MCU.
It's true. It's very true.
So I'm very interested because it's combining my favorite one of my new favorite directors
Mhm.
with my least favorite character. So I'm very interested to see how that goes. So, 5.
Beautiful.
Have I gotten your guys' 5s yet?
No,
No.
Okay, Tessa, what is your 5?
Thor.
We know why. We've discussed this.
We
Okay.
have.
Lucas.
My number 5 was Iron Man.
Fair.
And if
yeah.
you guys noticed, 5, 6, and 7 was Iron Man
Yes.
2, Iron Man 3.
Iron Man was definitely a favorite for you.
Mhm.
4 for me was Black Panther.
Ah.
This is
Yeah.
why we have some issues, Lucas.
Yeah,
Mm.
I literally don't have an explanation. Like, I liked it, but I
Mhm.
left the theater going, all right, I liked that introduction to the character, but, like, story-wise, I like other stories that I've seen in this show better. And
Fair.
I just couldn't, you know.
For me, it comes down to the fact of, like, this is the most diverse and not whitewashed
True.
character that the
Mhm.
MCU has done. I'm going to say this now, even though Doctor Strange is relatively high on my list, it is still very whitewashed. Which was disappointing to see from the MCU. There was no diversity in that film that should have had diversity, you know? So having this film come out and it being the first introduction to having a person of color be a superhero
Yeah, it was very cool.
incredible. Yeah, so that's why it ranked it so high for me. I just enjoyed the story, and it's kind of opened the door just ever so slightly for more diverse superheroes to come out of the woodwork. You know, we have the Miss Marvel show, which is like insane. I'm so glad that they went with going with not a white actress for that character. And then we have, I think it's called the Eternals, I believe.
Yes.
Which is going to have an insanely diverse Asian cast. Again, I think that was the movie. There's so many movies coming out from Marvel right now.
There really are.
But yeah, Black Panther for me was the huge like door opener. It really, you know,
that's
was
very
like,
true.
Here comes the diversity that we all wanted, and it's so cool to see.
It was very cool to see on screen. So I thought that was definitely
So yeah, that's why Black Panther ranked number 4 for me. Tessa, what is your number 4?
Civil War.
Nice.
Nice. Mine was Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Okay. Nice.
We're very close on that, Lucas, because number 3 for me was Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Nice.
Nice.
I just loved the introduction to having Bucky again.
Yeah.
I loved that. I loved the introduction to the actual Winter Soldier and to Hybrid. Tessa, what was your number 3?
I have Infinity War.
Okay.
Is my number 3.
Okay.
Okay, that's high.
Tessa, we were very close on your last one because I have Civil War as number 3.
Damn, nice.
Look at that.
Yeah. Number 2 for me was End Game.
All right.
There are obvious issues with the movie. I have obvious problems. One of them being the fact that instead of getting a bunch of independent women leading lady films, we got that one moment where they all just stand together and it's just like, oh, this is all we get. Okay, cool. That's one of my biggest issues. But the reason I like Endgame so much is that there was just like, it wrapped up a bunch of great characters and it created good, not great, I'm not going to say good, but I think endings that made sense.
Yeah.
You know, for those characters, because if those characters, you know, if rest in peace, Tony. If Tony didn't die, he would still be Iron Man the entire time.
Right.
He would never rest, you know, and just him dying as Iron Man was kind of like the coolest thing to see. It was so sad. It was so depressing, you know, but it was still like what his character needed. And then getting to see Steve and Peggy together made my heart melt. It was like, so that's why Endgame. And then not to mention like waiting, going through 10 years of movies, and then we finally get an ending for some of these characters was great. So yeah, that's why Endgame ranks so high for me.
For sure. Yeah. I loved the ending of that movie, and that's it. Definitely, I liked Endgame more than I liked Infinity War, for that reason, for like how it wrapped everything up.
Absolutely. Tessa, what is your number 2?
My number 2 is Black Panther.
Yeah,
that was
wow.
Yeah, one of my favorites. Would definitely watch again.
I watch it all the time. It's just like, it's so good to watch by itself. It's just an enjoyable movie.
It is.
Lucas, what is your number 2?
My number 2 is Avengers Age of Ultron.
Nice. I'm going to argue why I put it so low, because here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Ultron is one of my favorite characters in the comic books. Like, you will never not hear me talk about how Ultron is one of my favorite villains in the comics. And I love James Spader, who plays Ultron. He was probably the best person to play that character, because he is such a talent. He is so good. The reason I didn't put it higher is because the story was very, like, it was deciding whether to be like a comedy or an action drama, you know, and it just really didn't pick a side for me that I really enjoyed.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean that I didn't enjoy it. I just didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed other movies, because the villains were good, the story was good. This one just didn't have, in my opinion, the great resolution that I wanted. And then I'm still waiting for them to bring Ultron back, because he was so easy to defeat. Like, in the movie, they make it seem like it was difficult, but he was so easy to defeat. And in the comic books, he just comes back all the time. So, yeah, that's me.
Okay.
Tess, did you have any comments for that one?
It's froze again. Oh, wait, you're back.
You liked
Good.
it. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, you liked it. Okay, time for our number ones. So,
okay.
this one for me, so before we introduce our number ones, I want to all of us to give a brief explanation as to why we put it so high.
Okay.
So my number one, the reason it's so high, one, nostalgia. I still remember seeing it in theaters. I remember watching it all the time. It's weird because he's not my favorite Avenger. Captain America's my favorite Avenger. But the movie has such great nostalgia for me, and it still stands out really well for being a great movie, and it really threw the superhero trope on its head, especially the ending, which is why it made End Game so good. And number one for me was Iron Man. I loved the ending where he's like, I am Iron Man, you know, instead of the whole, like,
that was so cool.
And it was improvised. It was not in the script, and they just went with it. And it was probably the most iconic superhero movie ever, because it was the first time a superhero movie was, like, being taken seriously, but also it was like a comeback story for Robert Downey Jr. There's just so many layers for that movie. Again, Iron Man is not personally my favorite Avenger, but this movie was such a good introduction to his character. And
100%.
They evolved him through his movies, so I have to give the first to Iron Man.
Nice.
For sure.
Tessa.
That's so cool. Okay, so my number one movie, I absolutely love it, because not only do I want to, like, keep watching it over and over again, it's also I really liked it because of just, like, the beauty of the details that they had, and also how they went about bringing, like, the more of, like, a metaphysical aspect to it. So my number one is Doctor Strange.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
That one's a beautiful film. It's
Yeah.
Again, the only issue I have is that I don't think that Sorcerer Supreme should have been white. You know, they're based in Asia. I have issues with with that, just ever so slightly, but it was really good.
I know.
It's still a really enjoyable movie. I still liked it.
I'm glad if they had to pick anybody that it was Tilda Swinton.
Yeah, if they went with any person who wasn't Asian, she's a great choice, because she's just a great actor in general.
She could just, like, do anything. I have yet to see something that she can't do.
Okay, Lucas, your turn.
Yeah. Number one for me, so really the same reason as Megan, it has a really big nostalgia factor for me, and I just love the way I feel like it was something that was built up to, and it was something that had never been done before. I think in film before, where you had a bunch of films lead up to something that was really great. And I love the chemistry that they managed to achieve between all of the different characters that had never met each other before, and how they brought this iconic ideal to life. And that's why number one for me is the Avengers.
That's a good one. That's a good one to put up there. Yeah.
Nice.
The Avengers for me, it had to be number 10 because it just felt like there were so many other great arcs that came before it. Like,
Yeah.
I do have a huge question to ask of how you guys found a way to rank these, because I found like watching the movies individually and in order did not help in any way, shape, or form. So how I did it was I grouped them. So I grouped all the Iron Man movies, I grouped all the Thor movies, and then I grouped all the solo movies, which were like Black Panther, you know, it was like Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel, The Incredible Hulk, all of those ones. Grouped all the Guardians. I grouped, basically that's how it went. I grouped all the Avengers movies, et cetera, et cetera. And then I ranked that way, and I was like, okay, out of all of the Iron Man movies, how do I rank these ones? Which ones are my favorite? Which ones are my least favorite? And then I did the exact same thing with everything else, put them in different groups again, and then it was still like, I feel like this list still doesn't represent my feelings towards these movies.
Yeah.
How did you guys rank them? Because I...
Yeah, I had also grouped them in like sequence of like per character, you know, like that, and then I went off of basically like which ones I would definitely watch again and which ones I felt like it was good, but you know,
don't need to watch it.
It didn't really, and then I mean 23 was just obviously easy for me, so
yeah.
So
I have to say 21 through 23 was an instant. I knew which ones they were. And number 1 was also easy for me because I knew that the Avengers would always go at the top. But I think for everything in between, I kind of looked at it as, all right. I also like what you said, Megan. This list isn't a good representation of how I actually feel about the movies. Because you know you're ranking them and it's like, all right, I might feel the same about some of them, but it's so hard to rank. But what I really did is along the same lines of Tessa, where I was like, all right, which ones do I actually want to watch again? Which ones do I like but I wouldn't really watch? And that determined like 18 through 20 were the ones that I just wouldn't watch again because, like, all right, they were good, but I just don't have a desire to watch that story again.
Right.
And then I would say, like, 1 through 12 are ones that I just would watch again anytime because I really enjoyed them. And 13 through 17 are, like, in a gray area.
Right.
I might. Depends on the
that's
day.
pretty accurate.
It's really interesting because the previous ranking list that we did before was for Pixar, which for me was 10 times easier than the MCU movies. The beauty of Pixar is that Pixar films are relatively similar, and that makes them easy to compare, contrast, and to rank them, you know?
Right.
But the MCU has such a diversity of, like, storytellers in them, or as far as how people like to tell stories. So, like, with Iron Man, they're more comedic, but they still have that drama in them. With, like, Ant-Man, it's very comedic. It's almost entirely comedy, you know? And then with, like, Captain America, it's very drama, you know? But each movie is told in such different, unique ways that making a list for 23, all of them together, was probably the most difficult thing ever. Like, I can rank my bottom 3. My bottom 3 don't change for me. They might, like, switch between each other, you know? But they don't move up anywhere, you know? It's just... But, like, every other movie that comes after that, like, the next 20 of the movies... because they're all so different from each other, it's almost impossible to rank them. So, like, if you were to ask me, rank the Iron Man movies 1, 2, and 3, and what order is your favorite, I would say Iron Man 1's my favorite, Iron Man 2's my second favorite, and Iron Man 3's my third favorite.
Yeah, literally.
Literally down the line. And with Captain America, it's reversed. I loved Civil War more. I loved Winter Soldier after, and then I loved the first Captain America.
That's what I put too.
Yeah, so it's like, I think it's easy to rank the groups of movies, you know, but, like, putting them into a list of 23 films that I've seen over the course of 10 years, where we have both grown and evolved with these characters, it's like, my list changes pretty much on a daily basis. Like, I made this list, like, a week ago, and today, as I was reading it out loud, I'd be like, oh, but I would move that
it's like,
movie.
This isn't right.
Yeah, and I'd be like, this isn't right. This movie should be higher, or this movie should be higher than that movie. It's like, it's constantly changing, but I think it was such a fun little exercise to see for all of us, kind of like in our heads, at least at this moment, where these movies land.
Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely.
We should totally do a future episode where we analyze each of these like groups of movies and stuff, because I need to talk about Captain Marvel so badly.
Same.
I agree.
On a level that is so unhealthily obsessive with this movie, and not in a good way. So I like. Yeah. We need to talk about this movie.
We all can have a therapy session.
That therapy session where we're just like,
and discuss our feelings.
Yeah. But do you guys have any closing comments or anything?
No, this was fun.
Mm-hmm.
This was.
I liked hearing like, how you guys ranked all the movies too, because I mean, we're all different and like different things, so it's cool to.
And we appreciate different stories, and we appreciate them for different reasons.
Exactly.
I like that.
Exactly.
We'll definitely have to update the list in the next couple of years, because a lot of stuff is coming out from Marvel. And we might have to throw some of the TV shows within this mix, because damn diggity boy, there have been some good ones so far. But yeah, thank you guys so much for taking the time to mull through your Marvel list, because I know that that's not an easy thing to do. And again, I would love for our viewers out there to give us your list. Again, please be nice in the comments. I do not tolerate bullying or anything at all. I will delete your comment. I will
be kind.
I understand people's passions for these films. I totally get it. I absolutely do. But if you take it to a level that is not good, then
they're movies, guys.
They're movies. It's opinionated.
Respectful here. have human decency.
We may like joke around with each other that we hate each other after these lists, but we don't. It's all jokes. It's all jokes for the most part. Just be kind to each other. Give us your list. Like, do you agree with what we think or what we don't? Don't argue. Debate with us about why you think that a movie should be lower or higher on our list. I'd love to hear it. I love hearing people's opinions on these movies. So thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of the Viewers Club Rankings. My name is Megan.
My name is Lucas.
And my name is Tess.
And you all have a good.
Have a good, everybody.
Yeah, that we have to talk about Captain Marvel.
we really do.
It's so unhealthy how much I just need to rant about this movie.
Yeah.